Hello everyone, our topic is appositives by me, Iftihar, and Myra.
So what is an appositive? An appositive is a noun, pronoun, or phrase that renames another noun that comes before it. It's used to add extra information or to describe the noun in another way. It comes from the Latin word to put near, which makes sense because you're putting it near another noun.
So for your FYI, the appositive will be yellow, and then the noun and pronoun will be orange in our slides. So an example of a sentence, her friend Susan went to the mall. Susan is the appositive since it's renaming or identifying her friend.
Here's another example. Bill, a smart German Shepherd, is my favorite dog. In this sentence, a smart German Shepherd is the appositive because it's describing the word Bill.
So punctuation also comes into play. Commas will be also used when writing an appositive. This is determined by whether or not the appositive is essential or non-essential. You can think of it if there's more information, then it's more commas. They'll be used commas.
So the first type is essential, also known as restrictive appositives. An essential appositive is when the appositive gives information that is absolutely necessary for understanding what the sentence means. So if you take the appositive out, the sentence won't make sense. In an essential appositive, you do not use commas.
So an example of this is, the United States President George Washington was a unifying leader of our country. In this sentence, the appositive is George Washington. And this is necessary, that's why we don't need to use a comma. And because if we wouldn't know which president is being referred to.
The other type of appositive is non-essential, also known as non-restrictive appositives. And this type of appositive, it's not required to understand the meaning of the sentence. So if you take the appositive out, then it'll still make sense, but it won't have as much detail. In this type of appositive, you must use commas to separate the appositive phrase from the rest of the sentence.
An example of this, as you can all relate, Mrs. Morales, our English teacher, gives us a lot of homework. Our English teacher is not necessary for the meaning of the sentence. That's why there is a comma.
So we're going to take a quiz to understand if you understand when to use the appositive. So when I show the sentence, you have to tell which ones are the appositives and whether or not they require a comma. First one. An American inventor, Thomas Edison, developed many devices. In this sentence, Thomas Edison is the appositive, and you do not need a comma because Thomas Edison is required to know what the sentence means. Without it, you wouldn't know which American inventor they're talking about. Number 2. My best friend Brianna moved to Alaska. In this sentence, Brianna is the appositive. And you need a comma because Brianna is not necessary for understanding the sentence, but it provides additional information. Number 3. Andy's fish, an orange goldfish, needs to be fed twice a day. In this sentence, an orange goldfish is the appositive, and you need a comma because an orange goldfish is not required for the sentence, but still provides extra information.
So our quiz is continuing. Number 4. The English author J.K. Rowling wrote the Harry Potter series. So the J.K. Rowling is the appositive and is describing the English author. There is no comma because we need to know who the author is. Number 5. Jake, a gullible child, believed that dolphins could fly. The correct way to answer this will be a gullible child is the appositive and Jake is the noun or pronoun. There is a comma needed because you don't need because a gullible child is extra information. Number 6. Principal Mr. Clark, make sure MBTHS is a safe learning environment. The correct way to answer this is Principal Mr. Clark if Mr. Clark is the appositive and the principal is the noun or pronoun, and there is no comma because we need to know who the principal is.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you learned something about appositives.
And these are our sources. Thank you again.